What's the current situation like for digitally minded logistics innovators around the world? On KLU's Logistics Innovators Day, 10 young businesses shared their insights. Over 1,000 participants had registered for the event organized by Kühne Logistics University. Academic director and KLU professor Hanno Friedrich expressed his satisfaction with the response to the format and said that he was especially pleased to see contributors from virtually every corner of the world. As promised, companies from the Americas, Africa, Asia, and Europe were allowed a glimpse behind the scenes. One important topic of discussion on February 4th and 5th: the effects of the corona crisis. Ludwig Hausmann, a partner at McKinsey & Company, claimed in his opening address that the logistics sector had been one of the winners in the coronavirus crisis to date. He also described how COVID-19 had even accelerated the dynamics of startup financing. As a result, the total funding for logistics in 2020 was 25% higher than in 2019. Steffen Wagner from our partner KPMG pointed out the fundamental differences between the European and Asian Chinese markets. According to Wagner, in Europe, the focus is more on making innovations in the business model, whereas in Asian markets, even speculative growth considerations are often decisive when it comes to funding decisions. So, has COVID-19 been more of a catalyst or a crisis? In fact, it might even provide new momentum for the European startup sector. A view confirmed by Johannes Berg from Hamburg-based Digital Hub Logistics. Admittedly, some medium-sized enterprises have encountered problems in the form of budget freezes and some hesitation on the part of customers. But most large startups with solid partners are, he claimed, in good shape. According to Berg, even more brand-new startups have emerged during the crisis, all striving to seize the opportunity to win small and medium-sized enterprises over to new technologies. The event was supported by KPMG, Sovereign Speed, and their startup lab, House 61. Hendrik Benda of Sovereign Speed also had good news to share, pointing out that all of the startups he and his colleagues at House 61 worked with in 2020 benefited from a digital backbone that allowed them to rapidly adapt to new challenges. But what's the situation like overseas? Let's take a look at Modern Logistics, the only company of its kind in Brazil. With its own fully integrated air transport service, it has specialized in the long-range transport and storage of time-sensitive products. Right from the outset, all systems were set up digitally and were cloud-based. Consequently, in March 2020, it was possible for all administrative employees to work from home, while the pilots began working in fixed, rotating teams. Companies in Africa weathered the storm just as well by focusing on digitalization. Little Ride, a sort of Uber for Africa, focused on intensive staff training, process optimization, and big data. According to Little Ride's Chief Operating Officer Ashish Kukreti, big data in particular can make the invisible visible and raise awareness of trends that could be capitalized on for business. At the end of the day, the goal for logistics companies remains the same. Goods have to keep flowing. Kobe 360 from Nigeria offers a digital logistics platform for efficient supply chains. To protect their business, they intensified their support for customers' digital adaptation. And customers' behavior has changed too. Companies now see investing in supply chain technologies as a must-have, not just a nice-to-have, stressed Amal Shah, Chief Operating Officer of Freight Tiger in India. Similarly, German entrepreneur Maximilian Schäfer, co-founder of InstaFreight, reported that their customers had suddenly begun channeling large investments into digital technologies. Corona. More of a catalyst than a crisis for new digital businesses in the logistics sector. Now in its 5th year, KLU's Innovators Day once again offered valuable and surprising insights into the industry, and remains the only event of its kind offered at a German university.